is good too, but it's not as good as the first one. And how many of you know when you get to the end of that cake, you don't want to see no more of it? All right? Now, where you headed with this, Pastor Cedric? Christians, if we're not careful, suffer from the effects of diminishing marginal utility. Because many of us, when we got saved, the moment we got born again, it was like we were on fire. Y'all hear me? I got saved when I was young. Some of y'all have testimonies that, just blow people out the box. I got saved when I was 12 years old. But I was on fire. I was on fire so much at the age of 12 when I got saved. I bought me some teeny weeny little bitty Bibles with scriptures, and I'd go to school and pass them out and say, you need to know about Jesus, and I'd give them out. And then I'd try to have Bible studies at school at 12 and 13 years. I was on fire. I was on fire. I want everybody to have what I had. Come on. And then over the course of time, something changed. Our church was a church of miracles that Pastor Joyce and I, Dr. J and I went to, just like this church. It was a church of miracles just like this church. Church full of miracles just like this church. How many churches you go to right now where you have people sitting in congregation whose blind eye was open? People sitting in your congregation where tumors disappeared. Doctors scratching their head, can't figure out where it went. Deaf ears open. It happens here. It's happened here. People sitting here. But what happens, over the course of time, as time went on, we saw the miracles, and the law of diminishing marginal utility. Oh, first time I saw a miracle, it was a blind eye. A guy came up. We were meeting, our church met in a converted 2-car garage. And guy came to church, family brought him to church. He's totally blind, both eyes. He'd been shot in his neck. And optic nerves were severed. And he would never see again. And he came to church. And our preacher was a hardcore, sanctified preacher who believed in miracles. And they brought the man up, and my pastor laid hands on the man's eyes and took his handkerchief out of his pocket and just started waving it in front of the man's eyes. And he said, "What do you see?" And first the man said, "It looks like something light." And he was totally blind. And my pastor just kept waving it. He said, "Tell me what you see." He said, "You got something white." And he kept waving it. And the man says, "That's a white handkerchief you're holding in your hand." That is a part of my spiritual DNA. And the first time I saw it, I was like, wow. Well, that was 12. When I was 16, my hormones kicked in. Somebody understand? And for some reason, the miracles no longer had the same excitement as they did when I was 12. And I found my passion for girls increasing, even though I couldn't get none. I wanted them. Hey, just keep it real. I wasn't always this debonair. I wore Dr. Scholl's shoes. You ain't gonna get no Mac on with no Dr. Scholl's shoes. This ain't gonna happen. But what happened is it just passion started leaving. And I'm no different than many of you. I know some people, when they first joined this church, they just, woo! This is it. There ain't no other place on the planet like EOC. No other church. None. None. And after you've been here a while, pastors are changing. They're not the same anymore. No.